All right, Kenman here. Today we have a very exciting unboxing. I wanted this knife. It was not available. They decided to release a Halloween version. Here it is. Let's get into it, not wasting any time. I already unboxed this on my live stream, but here we are. We're making the video. Paper on the floor. We have some fun little treats, stickers, Jolly Rancher, a Band-Aid. Let me get this stuff out of here. Package on the floor. Blue Jolly Rancher. Everyone loves that. Nice Band-Aid. I happen to be rocking one right now. And a couple of stickers. C. Risner Cutlery. Traditional pocket knives. Kentucky Holler Jack. There it is. Nice stickers for the collection. And the knife box on the floor. It's Halloween season. You know I love my horror movies. I love my scary season. I don't have many seasonal type knives. Not always as interested in them. This one is a little cool though. I dig it. A hobby with friends, not a business with customers. Kentucky Holler Jack. C. Risner Cutlery. Established 1974. TraditionalPocketKnives.com. There it is. There's the package. Kentucky Holler Jack Spear Point Blade, smooth orange bone. Let's get into there and check this thing out, huh? All right, box on the floor. We did get a little smash in the shipping there, but luckily it's all good. Veteran-owned TraditionalPocketKnives.com. If you have not been to see Risner Cutlery, check them out. They have a lot of different brands, a lot of cool stuff. They make some of their own slip joints and stuff. This is one of them. Let's check it out. There it is. Nice little box with the sealed little foam section there on the floor. Mini bag on the floor. And here it is. The Halloween Jack-o'-Lantern version of the Kentucky Holler Jack. Oh, I love this. N Valley Neil sent me a box of his stuff to check out. He had a Kentucky Holler Jack in there with some yellow bone, and I instantly fell in love with that knife. I'm really getting into the slip joints more and more. These are secondary carry, fifth pocket knives all day long. This one is great. Very happy to have it. Let's break this one down. Check it out. All right. Soak it in. Side A. Nice smooth orange bone. Little natural bone textures on or patterns in there. And then we have that Halloween Jack-o'-lantern, a nice little line groove down through that bone. I like the orange. I think that looks great. We have stainless steel on the bolster and the liner, which is an integral bolster liner. If you look, this piece here, you can tell from this side. The bolster goes in, is the liner, goes all the way across, and then becomes the back side as well. Then you've got the main spring kind of lock in the back. You can kind of see as we kind of partially close it, kind of raises up there. Great half stop on this thing. Boom. Got a spear point blade, little relief swedge on the top there. I like that. That gets that point right in a spot for doing some work, making some cuts. This is thick too. We'll measure it out, but I like the thickness on here. Some big, deep jimps. I love a jimp. I think they could have put the jimps further out personally, but it's fine. They do feel good. There isn't really a choke up spot. Nice little cut out for a sharpening choil, which is nice. Get it in there. You think about, oh, am I going to slide forward on there? But that's what this little notch is for. I get my ring finger in there and it kind of locks your hand in. Now it won't slide around because you're kind of stuck in that notch. Feels great. So when I hold this right here, thumb sits on those jimps just fine. You get out there a little bit, I'm still kind of feeling those jimps. Index finger gets all the way out to that little relief cut. But for me, I can hold on to that, make some draws. This is going to be an excellent fifth pocket carry. And I don't think this really screams, some of the Halloween or holiday type themes really scream that particular holiday. And so it kind of makes you almost feel limited to only want to carry it around that season. I love the horror movies, the scary themes. I like orange and yellow and things like that. So to me, an orange bone knife like this, you look at it from this side, I could carry this year around and not even, worry about it. No one even really think, oh, that's a Halloween theme. You look at this side, sure, that Jack-o'-lantern pumpkin with the face definitely is an Halloween um, design. Sorry. So that shield on there gives it that look, but ultimately, look at that like there. It doesn't really scream out anything too crazy. I'm not a fan of. So in that case, this I think is great. I'm going to carry this all the time. It's not going to be just for Halloween, no doubt about it. I like this color quite a bit. I think it looks great. The accents, the way the brush is kind of soft stainless steel, that integral piece that goes all the way through, that's nice and thick, solid. The seams and the connections are all really, really nice right up in here. Sorry if that's not focused. But the construction is very well done. It is screwed in. Those aren't pins. So if you did need to take this apart or take these scales off and want to change them or something like that, you could do so. So the writing says Kentucky Holler Jack in small print tucked in right there. Doesn't stick out at all. C Risner on this side and 154 CM. I like how they really tuck that in there. It's all there, the info you need, but it doesn't distract or stick out to the aesthetics of the knife itself. I really like this design, almost kind of a Barlow-y shape, but you got that notch in there. The notch is what really does it for me. Something about the feel of locking your ring finger into that spot and the blade just does not move around. I really also dig that these jimps are just, they are there. They're not super sharp. I don't feel like they're too rough, but it is solid. You get locked into them really well, and this nice flat back just feels great. I love this knife. Very happy to have it. I'm not sure if there are many still available. The other versions that they've had of this were basically out of stock and no longer available, but it looks like they've kind of pop out a few here and there. There's a few other limited runs that I saw that were cool that are no longer available. But if this is something you're interested in, I would maybe jump on it whenever you see it is available. They will be limited. I did notice that C. Risner Cutlery has been making more interesting slip joints. Lots of different styles and feels. That is nice and solid. Good, strong lockout, or not lockout, but open. Half stop has a nice spring to it. You can kind of see it kind of bounce right to that spot. Really nice. And then, boom, the final close. Blade is centered very nicely. Easy kind of pinch out. I like the fuller hole or groove on both sides there. Just a great look. Right? What do we think about this one? You have any slip joints from TPK? Which ones do you have? Which one should I look at next? I love this knife. It is great. Okay. Happy to buy it, add it to my collection. That full length integral kind of the liners and the bolster is a cool little touch. I like the grooves right here as well. Just gives it a little bit more of that grip on the side. So the pull, I can pinch pull it out, so I would give that like maybe a 4 or 5. It's definitely strong, but it's not super difficult, so I like that a lot. I've had some where you really have to use like the nail nick. You have to get in there and kind of do that. This, I can just kind of squeeze, pinch it open. So that is perfect. I am quite happy with this. Blade, solid. See, I've handled dozens of case knives, and they're never solid like this. So, I mean, these companies, I also have some Rosecraft. They also make solid slip joints. I think if you're buying a slip joint like this, a traditional type knife, it should be solid when it's open like that. If these companies can do it, others should also be able to do so. The tolerances and everything on here just look fantastic. Very happy about it. So we did already review this once before, but we're going through the motions here. Pretty much secondary checkout. 6 1/8 end to end, so not too big. Great for that fifth pocket. 2 5/8 for the blade, pretty much 2 5/8. And the cutting surface is just under 2 3/8 with the slightest tiny curve on the front of the belly. And 3 1/2 on the handle. All right, blade thickness. So yeah, it's not super thick because this is small. It makes it seem thicker. 0.1. 0.1 all the way out to right there, and then you got this little relief swedge, and then the grind. Oh, that feels nice. I like it. That sharpening choil is really cool too. That's going to give you plenty of space to get in there and do some sharpening before you have to have anything to worry about. All right, handle 0.46. Thinnest right at the front here, 0.6. It gets narrower in that spot, 0.54, and then the thickest at the back, 0.73. I like a thicker backside there, just much better for holding on to. I don't like it as much when it tapers off on that end. Thickest part of the blade this way, 0.56. Flashing battery will never die. It's gonna last forever. Boom, boom. All right. 3.04. A similar one, the Elk River Easy Open Jack from Rosecraft, 2.49. Very similar design, size. So what was the weight difference? 248, 3.0. The thickness on there, I tell you, that's great. We have the Drop Bear Compare, brought to you by Kaiser. 3.29 on that Drop Bear. All right. So, a little bit heavier for a smaller knife, but not heavy, but heavier. And it's because of this thick, well-constructed body, I think, and the nice thick blade. That Drop Bear Compare, brought to us by Kaiser. Look at all the jimps on there. That's what I'm talking about. Jimps all the way out. This is a great daily user, bug out killer, pyrite sized, not quite full size user, really good comparative size. So this is a smaller fifth pocket. This could be like my daily carry. I could carry this and then that as a secondary and be quite happy. I'm always carrying 2 knives. How many knives do you usually carry? Comment below. So the about a 1/2 inch on the front and the back. This is smaller than your not quite full size user knives. Here is that Easy Open Elk River Jack. Very similar design. D2 on this one here. Same integral bolster piece. And then you've got that similar notch as well. So ultimately these knives have a lot of characteristics that are the same. Let me zoom this in a little bit more for these two. If you notice, the Kentucky Holler Jack has the rear section bolster, which is giving it some more weight, versus this has got the wood instead of the bone. Smaller bolster up front, a little bit longer blade on the Easy Open, the Elk River Easy Open Jack. And it's thinner. When you look at this blade, it just looks thin and slicey. It's a little thicker here, but then it gets thin all the way out to the end. But I love this knife too. I carry it quite a bit. It's got Andy's signature skull shield, and then this one is all pinned, so you can't unscrew or change the scales on there. But you do have that same similar solid build quality. Love these knives. Really getting into the slip joints more and more. So this was kind of my favorite, and not to say anything or sell it short on this Rosecraft. It is a great knife, but I have a feeling, I mean, I change it up. I carry different things every day, but if I start playing favorites, the thickness on here, the design, the feel, that is excellent. Very happy with this knife. How many times have I said it? Comment below, let me know. All right, little paper cut test. This will work. Kind of a bottom of the the barrel on the paper here. We always do paper cut tests on the new knives to see what this 154 cm is set up to do. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. I need a bigger piece of paper. I'm kind of running out here. This is slicing just fine though. I'm removing thin pieces, making some curly cues, little piggly tails. That's great. I mean, you can't complain about that, can you? Solid. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 on cutting. I could probably make it a little bit sharper, make it scream just a little bit more, but this is set. We're good to go. Thank you to C. Risner Cutlery for creating some cool stuff. Much appreciated. Glad to have this in the collection. I look forward to carrying this more and more. And it's got a Halloween theme to it. Have you bought any themed knives, whether it be Halloween or other seasons? Comment below. Let's talk about it. Is there a place for them in your collection, or do you kind of avoid it? Or is there a knife that doesn't matter what model they come out with, you love that knife and you're going to get every version they have? It's cool. I love collecting knives. I love all types. Big knives, small knives, flippers, fidgety knives, and traditional slip joints. These are great. This is going to be in my pocket quite a bit. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.